Let me get the them fired up, man.
Detroit basketball.
Detroit
basketball.
I see Grim in the chat getting it started as well. Let me see some flames in the chats, man. Come on, people, man. Show me that you guys are fired up. Get us pumped up for this next segment.
How can you not be fired up? It's game 6
for a chance
at home.
At home for a chance to push this thing back to Madison Square. Cade. I can't wait.
MSC.
Well, we got to do something first to just set the mood a little bit more appropriately.
Oh, word.
We're going to have to satisfy that like button.
Should I light some candles?
You know what? Anything to set the mood and keep the mojo right.
Hey, y'all know it's been raining outside, man. It's kind of gloomy today. It's a perfect day to just cuddle up with that like button, man. JB, go ahead and hit me, man. Hit me with those smooth tunes and just go ahead and take that smooth finger of yours. You know, maybe wet it up a little bit and just smack that like button a couple times. Maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times. Make sure you drink your Gatorade. You're going to be tired.
Lubricate that finger.
Hey, you know what? Let's run it up. Run it up.
Hey, shout out my boy Grim, man. Hey, my boy Grim always fired up.
I see in Yaya 9328 in the chat put all of those flames. Mark Royal as well. And, you know, we got to talk about the Detroit Pistons, New York Knicks, Game 6 at LCA. This is starting to really become storybook for these Detroit Pistons who have continued to bounce back from adversity all year. Yeah. They're one of, I think, 3 teams to have made the playoffs after starting 0-4 in like some time. You know, so we already know that this squad who decided we don't really care about the play-in. We only care about making the playoffs and going in and beating a team that we think we can beat. No matter what our seeding is, no matter what the record is, they believe that they had this thing shored up from a physicality and a toughness standpoint, where the New York Knicks believe that they had the advantage from a talent standpoint. And we've largely seen these teams play each other to a draw.
Yeah.
The Pistons get a chance to even the series tonight at 3-3, so it will actually be a 1-game series after that, but they're going to have to take care of business on the home floor, which they haven't been able to do in the playoffs in well over a decade and a half. This is going to be obviously their best shot at that. The previous 2 times, you knew that they were sacrificial lambs, but Cade Cunningham, JB Bickerstaff and his team has no plans at laying down for anybody, KG.
And they shouldn't, because if you want to argue it, they've been the better team in this series, man. And I point to Game 1 and Game 4, them just making costly mistakes that they probably should have came out with those 2 games. But you're here now, Game 6 at home. You have an opportunity to right the wrongs of the first 2 games that you had at home. And it's a must win. And of course, figuratively speaking, because it's an elimination game. But I think that this Pistons team is ready. I think they've adjusted on the fly very, very well. They seem to not make the same mistake twice, and you love to see that. Cade Cunningham is taking it upon himself to be the leader of this playoff team. Everything that you wanted to see from him in the first playoff series, Cade has went out there and giving you, almost averaging a triple-double, not really seeing, not really looking overmatched. And that's something that could easily happen to even the best young talent in the NBA. But he's also getting help, starting to get help from his supporting cast as well. Tobias Harris has been arguably the second best player in this whole series for the Pistons. Dennis Schroeder being everything that you wanted him to be from that trade deadline move to where we are now. He's provided so much of a spark, not just defensively and playmaking, but offensively as well. And you just need some guys to, kind of chip in. We would like to see Malik Beasley get back on track. He started to get back on track in this last game and kind of tailed off a little bit. Tim Hardaway Jr., while he's played good in spots, he is also somebody that can go out there and maybe shoot the ball a little bit better. And Jalen Duren, man. Jalen Duren is somebody that, I dubbed as the number 2 on this team as of right now. And, it hasn't really worked out that well in the playoffs, although he has been a monster on the boards. But you need him to be better defensively as well. So I think this Pistons team has done a great job at just, going blow for blow with this Knicks team, counterpunch after counterpunch. And we all know that's what the NBA playoffs are. It's chess moves, man. And will the Pistons be able to make another big chess move in this game tonight, in a game where it seems like Jalen Brunson may be compromised?
Yeah, and you know what? I want to be able to start there. The defense of the Detroit Pistons versus the offense of the New York Knicks, because they have 2 stars, 2 bona fide stars, and we've already seen in the series that any one of their role players at any given time can pop off against the Detroit Pistons and go on a little bit of run. Their energy, their athleticism, it's what has spurred and propelled the New York Knicks to the 3 seed.
Yeah.
And just a little bit better than the Pistons were this year as they were trying to catch their rhythm. And the Pistons didn't have Schroeder for the entire season, as well as going through
Imagine
the
if they
stretch in
did.
which they didn't. Imagine if they did.
Shit.
I know, but that's where you want to see the squad cash in more so than what they have currently, because I saw earlier in the chat, and I forget who stated it. I think it might have been Hoof, who said that this series has realistically come down to like the last 30 seconds of the game. And I know that could be a little bit of high, a little bit of hyperbole, but when you kind of peel back the layers, you get what he means. The clutch moments. The last 9 minutes of each one of these games is where this series has been decided.
Yeah.
Literally every single one of them. You see how there's a shift, and the Detroit Pistons are leading, and then the New York Knicks make a run, and then the Detroit Pistons in games 2 and in games 5 had just enough to stave it off. And in that pivotal game 4, which imagine if they would have won that, we'd be sitting here talking about the Detroit Pistons going on to round 2.
Yeah. They should have won that.
They should have won that game. But now we're sitting here in a position, or the Pistons a game away, I'm sorry, from going to round 2. We'd be talking about them if they win tonight going to round 2. But if you're looking at the Pistons going into this game tonight against the New York Knicks, that's where I'm going to start. The defense that Asar Thompson played against Jalen Brunson, they found a way to keep him on Jalen Brunson and keep him out of foul trouble. And I do believe when you're talking about defensively, your number one key of the night has to be the job that Asar Thompson does at staying out of foul trouble. I'm not even going to say the job that he's going to do against Jalen Brunson defensively, because we already know what he's going to do.
Absolutely.
The stats have proven it. He continues to be one of your best point of attack defenders. And I know, shout out to B-Ball Reference. They use a particular stat and a couple others, and what they call it the D LeBron stat. And he's consistently in the second half of the season ranked in your top 5. And that's why I do believe when you're going into this tonight, it's not every time we've seen him play, he's strapped up. He's done what he's had to do, and he's made sure to make it a little bit more difficult on Jalen Brunson, being able to do whatever he needs. And why is that important? Because Jalen Brunson can get to the rack a lot at will. And where is our number one shot protector? Probably out again in Isaiah Stewart. That's what makes Asar Thompson's defense so pivotal and so important, because it keeps the most clutch player, because he did win 2025 Clutch Player of the Year, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, he did.
It keeps the most clutch player out of the lane. It keeps the guy who likes to drive to the rack and can get to the rack often. We've seen him win games with them doing this down the stretch with Asar Thompson on the bench. This is where I do believe the number one thing defensively is what Asar Thompson is going to do against Jalen Brunson. What effectively staying out of foul trouble, being smart, no silly fouls, no silly reaches, no silly swipe downs.
Yeah.
Keep your defensive principles stout like he did in the previous game.
No, absolutely. That's probably one of, if not the most important key to tonight, because once again, Jalen Brunson is compromised. He is not healthy. Is he going to go out there and still give his all? Absolutely. But when you have an advantage like that, knowing that he's not 100%, you have to be aggressive. And Asar Thompson is going to have to be able to toe the line without going over the line. And I like what the Pistons did, picking him up at full court in this last game, pressuring him for a good amount of the ball game. And he's going to have to do the same thing again. And like you said, he's just got to be smart in terms of how he uses his hands, how he bodies up Jalen Brunson in the half court. Don't do too much, because these refs have been calling this series very, very tight. A lot of ticky-tack calls have been going against the Pistons in that regard. So the defense that Asar played on Jalen Brunson in that last game was perfect, and he was able to stay in the game for a majority of the game and get his buckets within the flow of the offense. And that's more of what I want to see tonight, because offensively he's going to have driving lanes available, and he needs to be able to cash in on those opportunities. So if he can do that and just provide classic Asar defense and just help out in spots, get some rebounds, get some steals, I think this Pistons team will be in a very, very good position to win tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. Him staying out of foul trouble makes him the Swiss Army knife on offense that we need him to be. Yeah. Just be and fill the spaces effectively. And then on defense, we know it's just go and defend Jalen Brunson. And that's where, we know that he has to be that primary defender on Jalen Brunson, especially in the fourth quarters where it matters most. And that's where I do wonder, I did wonder, and I did call for this to see him be more or less roaming Asar.
Yeah.
But J.B. Bickerstaff stuck to his guns, kept Jalen Brunson. He didn't flinch. Kept Osar Thompson on Jalen Brunson effectively. There were a couple plays where he allowed him to roam. But largely, it was about what he was doing to do against Jalen Brunson. And shout out to JB Bickerstaff. Sticking to your guns. Like you said the phrase earlier, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I thought it was broken. But what if your coach can actually tweak some things and help you get better in a fly? Yeah. Because this team is going to lack an experience in some regard. They are. We know that these guys haven't been here. There's 4 players that have playoff experience on this team, but a lot of the players that we know are keys to them winning the series, they don't have any. And one of the things I loved about JB Bickerstaff making a difference, especially for his young players like Osar Thompson, was about 5.7 seconds left to go. And remember, the Knicks had done what prior to that? We thought that this was a coast to the finish line win for the Pistons, and then you saw a couple threes. One by the second one by OG Anunoby, the first one by who hit that first three?
I can't remember.
I forget exactly who hit the first three, but it was a couple back-to-back threes that made this game a little bit more close down the stretch. Yeah. And you see JB Bickerstaff.
OG probably.
OG hit the second one, but I forget who hit the first. But you see JB Bickerstaff on the sideline talking to Osar Thompson, telling him, hey, I need you to go and foul. Well, effectively, we're not even letting them get that attempt anymore at that 3-point zone. Go and foul, especially considering the fact that what you had just kind of experienced or saw with the Bucks and the Pacers game.
Yeah.
And so he's on the sideline coaching up his young players, and I saw people saying, well, why did you have to tell them that? Of course you want to do this, da-da-da-da. And there was one comment in there that it really spoke volumes to the role of a coach and why we didn't see Monty Williams be able to stop any of the spiraling last year. And it's because sometimes you just get smacked in your face, you get disoriented, and you don't quite know which way is up, especially in the heat of the moment. We've seen this team make mistakes in clutch time moments, whether it be missing free throws, whether it be calling timeouts when they don't have any. We've seen certain situations out of this group over the years that leads me to believe in the playoffs, the one thing you want your coach to do is settle the moment, give them their direction, and make sure they are clear and concise, especially when you know the other team is going to have players ripping and running all over the place, trying to make sure they screen and pick and this and that. And the Pistons executed, and they won. And it wasn't just in that play. It shows you this, because there was another thing that popped up that leads me to believe, in addition to Osar Thompson being your number one focus on defense, or your number one key to victory on defense, JB Bickerstaff overall. Think about this. Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, they had to go out for injury checks because Brunson tweaked his ankle. Them boys waited on the sideline, bro, waiting to check in for about a minute and a half plus. And it's because the Pistons, as long as the Pistons don't foul, and as long as the Pistons don't have a turnover, then guess what? The only way the Knicks can get their guys in is if they either burn their last time out in a very pivotal game, or if they foul and put the Pistons on the free throw line, because it would have been the second foul within the last 2 minutes. Yeah. So it got to a point where they thought, well, we can just breeze it. They got a foul.
They'll get a foul.
We can't anymore. And it was crazy that this team tightened up the handles to a degree I don't think we've really seen in a long time, and it led to them, and it contributed to them being able to get that dub. And it just shows JB Bickerstaff is helping his team grow up a lot in the areas where they lack their experience. He's helping them grow up on the fly in this playoff series.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was coaching malpractice by Tom Thibodeau. I'm sorry. I understand it was your last time out, but you can't let that amount of time go by and not get your guys back into the game. But that's kind of leads to the reason why I feel like JB Bickerstaff has been the better coach in this series. And yes, Tom Thibodeau has gotten the better of him at some points, but you point to the adjustments that JB Bickerstaff has made game to game, and ultimately a lot of them have worked. We talked about the half court sets yesterday. More of a sense of urgency in the half court, not a lot of one-on-one basketball, more assertiveness, more of having a plan and knowing what you want to execute and going out there and executing that. And you got to give JB Bickerstaff credit, and the defense has been immaculate. Like, all of these games defensively have been immaculate for this Pistons team. It's all about what are you going to do offensively, especially in times where Cade has to sit down, or when Cade, has a set where he needs to do a majority of the scoring because not a lot of his teammates are helping him out either. So that's really
what you got to be prepared for.
No, absolutely, and that's going to happen. But that kind of leads me into my other point with this Pistons game. The veterans, man. The veterans have done such a great job in just being a stabilizing force, because JB Bickerstaff He can do all the coaching he wants, from the sidelines, trying to tell these guys on the fly how to adjust. But it's all about the players on the court being able to execute. And I just love how the veterans have went out there, especially Dennis Schroeder and Tobias Harris, have gone out there and not just done it by vocal. They haven't just done it vocally. They've done it with their play as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said that, because you need vets that can play. This was one of the things that we discussed with Rod Beard when we were talking about over the last couple of years, the Detroit Pistons' attempts at trying to build properly around Cade Cunningham and the young talent that was brought in, and they just couldn't get it because those guys' availability was null and void. And then as they started to get a little bit more healthy, then you started to realize they're just not what they were.
Yeah.
Bojan Bogdanovic, the first year he was here, he could hit some shots. As he lingered around, it wasn't looking the same way. And now you got some vets who – it's not just that they can play and kind of run, but they got that fire. Beasley has that fire. He doesn't care who you are. Even if he'll lose, he'll stand toe-to-toe.
Yep.
Imagine what that does for these players in practice as well as when you're out there on the court. Tim Hardaway, he got that fire.
Yeah.
The guys that they brought in, what have we seen? Shout out to Black Eye Tobias Harris.
Big Unk.
The legend of Black Eye Tobias Harris. I'm so serious, man.
6 points after getting poked in the eye. Crazy, bro.
It was absolutely crazy. But what have we seen throughout this playoffs even before that? The energy, the just fired upness. There's been several screenshots that have gone viral of him just going, and I'm just like,
right.
I love this Tobias Harris.
I've never seen this Tobias
walking
ever.
away, and then you just kind of see the whatever's on his left shoulder just tipped him, and he was just like, yeah, I want to kind of go this way at Cat.
Yep.
I just want to bump into Cat and just talk
been chirping at him too.
And at the time, people are like, this
always make the play, but overall, over a totality of a whole series, he's done an excellent job on Karl Anthony Towns, man.
Yes, he's making them work, and that's what you have to do with these elite players, especially offensively, like Karl Anthony Towns is and like Jalen Brunson are. What you have to do is make them work for everything. So if they're going to go out there, if Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are going to go off, you have to make sure that it is taking every aspect of their stamina to do that. And that's what Tobias Harris has done on the defensive side. Some people said, I saw a couple plays where, Karl Anthony Towns was going to work. And look at Tobias Harris, man. He ain't. I'm like, yes, he is doing his job.
Right.
He is. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? Dead legs, Cat.
Yep.
And we have seen this several times. Usually it's Isaiah Stewart who has that recipe. But this Pistons team, at least on the defensive side of things, they have found a way to take it up a level, another notch in these playoffs, taking advantage of the fact that they're going to allow some physicality to take place. And they've gone on and basically embodied everything that they said they wanted to. From a physicality standpoint, and I'm not pausing it, they said they want to touch people. People need to feel them.
These
are their quotes. I'm the reporter. I'm just reporting. They said that people need to feel them. That people need to feel very uncomfortable when they play the Pistons, and they need to be able to knock people off their rhythm.
Yeah.
And we've seen them be able to do this because a lot of the X factors for the New York Knicks really haven't been X factors consistently throughout this series.
Yeah.
And I do believe it's because each and every one of these players are trying to do what we see Tobias Harris do, and that's I'm going to play defense man-to-man and get up in your jersey. There was a stretch in the game where the Pistons had to make sure that they did not allow the Knicks to do like they did in that one game where they rattled off 21-something straight points.
Yeah.
In 4 minutes, 21 points, I think it was in 4 minutes. They went to an aggressive man-to-man defense. And knowing in this NBA where even their current mans are generally just zone principal mans, no, bro, they were following their players even if they were going all the way out near half court without the ball. I was like, old school, for the love of old school basketball.
No.
And I love that about their defense right now.
No, JB loves man-to-man defense, and at times I've wondered, okay, would you do better maybe blitzing somebody like a Jalen Brunson and living and dying, with OG Anunoby going out there and shooting the basketball. But they've done a great job. Like I said, defensively in this series, the Pistons have been immaculate. Holding teams to under 100 points in a playoff situation, that's huge, man. That is huge. It's just been the mental mistakes on offense that have really cost this Pistons team at times.
We're going to get to the offense. So
big facts. But I have no worries that defensively they are going to come out and they're going to have the right game plan in terms of Jalen Brunson. And it's just about how can you guard Cat, especially in the second halves of games? I have said it timeless amounts of times. In the first half, he gonna get his shit off. Don't worry about it. It's all about that second half and that fourth quarter. What does he look like? And we know he don't like being physical. Oh my God, you're touching me. He don't like that shit, bro. And it's showed up in his play in these fourth quarters. He has not been good. He's not.
KG's over there preaching. We've been.
I mean, he's
preaching, bro.
Why are you touching me?
Come on, where's the man at? We've been seeing the boy lately, especially late in the games. I honestly, I know obviously hit that like 30-foot shot in Game 4, but if he hits that, fuck it, I'm cool with Cat beating us from 30 feet.
Right.
Because,
what can you do about that?
What the hell are you doing that far away from the basket? So, I mean, if he hits it, he hits it, but I like the way that the Pistons have been bringing the aggressiveness, and obviously, like I said, the hustle out of Tobias Harris, I've been loving. I think when people put the onus on him to be what a star in quotations, obviously you guys can't see me, but I don't think he is that. I think he is a hustler, he is a tempo setter, and he's a leader, but not he's not wearing the C on his chest. He is lead by example, showing you this is how you need to do
veteran
it
leader.
Deal.
Yep.
So again,
like an OG.
Hustle in the first
big
half.
Unk.
It's gonna come
I'm
hustle
trying
in
to
the first
learn
half.
from him, bro.
Yeah, man.
It comes to him in the second if he hustles in the first. So that's what I want to see. I know no high expectations. The standard's still the standard. But yeah, come on, just keep giving it to Cat.
I feel you, man.
He's in there preaching, dog. He is absolutely in there preaching. And you know what, JB Smooth, before we move on to our offense, I just want to hear from you as well about the defense. The game plan, Detroit Pistons defense, because let's be real, the New York Knicks, they got a couple top 12 maybe MVP candidates over there in Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, number 3 seed in the East, and they do hold the lead right now 3-2, largely because of the work that those two have done. But the Pistons, in a couple games they've won, and probably a couple others they should have, they've had the recipe. They just got to keep those guys on the court.
Yeah, that's fair. You got to keep in mind that this isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. If Tobias can go out there and just harass Cat as much as he can, I will be happy with that. My man doesn't have to do a whole lot. If you can just get out there and just harass Cat as much to where, as KJ, you said, oh my God, you're touching me. Stop touching me. I'm trying to get in the paint. Stop touching me. That's all you have to do. That's pretty much it. As far as Beef Stew, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be playing tonight, so I think you can kind of count that out as well, too.
I gave people that little hint.
But still, at the same aspect, the mission is still the same. Survive until Game 7. That's it.
Survive in advance, baby.
Survive in advance, and let's talk about what that game plan is. I'll see the chat. Frank DJ One Cat. OMG.
Oh my God, stop touching me.
Is that a good enough answer for you?
Some people too in the chat who are hoping that they just let them play. Just let them play. Gromit says, I hope the Stripes swallow the whistles tonight. Let's see some old school ball. I'm hoping that for the rest of this series, it's legitimately almost like rec league ball.
Mm-hmm.
Just let these guys go out there and play. And the fouls you call are the ones where, you know what? Don't call fouls. I will give you the foul. And
right.
You know it. We can trust it. Because you see some players with Tobias like, yeah, I got him.
Yep.
There was one play, bro, I don't know what it was, but somebody came through the lane. It didn't look like a foul, but I think it was either Toby or Jalen Duren who turned around and the camera caught him. He's like, oh, no, I got him.
Yeah.
I got him.
I let him know.
He's like, I got that one. It wasn't no incidental contact. And I like that. They want to make sure they know. That was me that you felt, bro. Well, let's talk about the offense, too. We'll say what up, though, to some friends. We'll get back and talk about the offense. Hey, tell me, guys, what you're feeling about the strategy. What is the key tonight for the offense? The defense, they've been largely solid. You can see the game plan. The offense has been one in which we've seen the vets lead. We've seen Cade lead. We've also seen a balance.
Yeah.
What wins tonight? We're going to talk about it, but I think we got to hear from who? Jars?
Yeah, Jars.
Hey, Jars Cannabis. Shout out to the good people over at Jars, man. Absolutely love the products that they have. And listen, Jars Cannabis is bringing you some of the best deals in the city right now, man. So make sure you get to a Jars Cannabis today. Sign up online. They got a whole bunch of great deals and discounts.
You got any houses for 5,000?
we are back. One of those people.
We back.
Dude, rent is almost approaching 5,000.
Right?
Jeez.
We can get you a closet for 5,000.
A closet in New York. It's Wake Up Woodward.
Speaking of closets, Karl Anthony Towns.
Chat family, welcome back. Wake Up Woodward. Hey, listen, man, it's playoffs. It's real right now. And it was a couple things in the chat that I love. Chat family, if you can, if you haven't already, go on ahead and smash that like button. And if you have, go ahead and share the stream. Send it to a friend.
Do that.
Somebody that's a New York Knicks fan. Somebody that's a Pistons fan.
Do that.
Let's have some fun as we continue to break this thing down. Creative World Films in the chat.
That's Big Willie.
That is Big
Will.
Willie.
Big Willie style.
That is Mr. Chop Cheese himself. He is in the chat. And guys, I just got the basketball here. It's not on the desk. I'm just getting ready for tonight. Just in case they need me, B-ball Paul, you got 6 fouls. If you get fouled out, I can come in and get 6 fouls on Cat. Hey, it can be a group effort. All of Detroit is here, man, for these Pistons.
Kool-Aid out there with his Bengay.
But creative,
right?
You got
the
Rolo. I've been proactively thinking, like, I wonder if I should just wear a knee brace too.
Man,
I mean,
right?
bro. And
One
Dame
series,
Lillard the other day. I'm sitting like, dang.
One series up and down the floor, your ass gonna be cooked, bro. Your ass gonna be cooked.
Never seen nobody with 2 knee braces on.
Hey, he says what I think we're all thinking, feeling. He says Game 6 is going to be war.
Oh yeah,
and I definitely believe that.
This whole series has been war.
It's
a heavyweight fight, bro.
And Gromit, you're definitely telling the truth as well. The energy will be through the roof tonight at LCA. Can't wait to get down there. We're gonna definitely get some fan content and interaction. I believe Platty will be in the building.
Shout out.
I believe Nick Koloff is going to get down and do some content.
Yep. Shout out my boy
the,
Nick.
Chevrolet Plaza.
Tailgate always wins.
Yeah, Platty will be down there a little bit early too, so I know he's going to leave from Heavies a little early, get down there. And your boy will be in the building too.
Are they still doing Heavies today?
I don't even know if they're doing Heavies.
They probably shouldn't.
Are they just kind of doing the watch party?
It's probably a glorified
Easy
watch
told
party.
me that they weren't.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's probably
Game
a
at
preview
7:30
show.
is no point.
Probably a preview show there. Tap in tonight still. We're going to have the playoff watch party. You guys know we're going to start a little early, start breaking down the game a little bit, and then flow right into it. I'm going to go down and get some content court level so you guys can see them warming up. Give you guys that pregame report. Maybe check in even with some of the other media that's there. And give you guys as much fun pregame content as we can, as well as the concourse interview. So
yeah, got to.
But as we're on the offensive for you guys, covering the game and trying to make sure that you all benefit in whatever way we can. There'll be giveaways, there'll be content, there'll be merch, and they'll be featuring you all on the platform. I'm obviously what matters most is the Detroit Pistons, because if they win this game tonight, obviously they give themselves a chance at a Game 7 in Madison Square, and possibly if they win that one, then you get more home games here in Detroit.
Yes.
But first things first, the offense. We've seen this team win largely because Cade Cunningham has come through down the stretch, as well as the balance that the vets have provided. They had a good chance in Game 1, but they obviously went through that infamous stretch of 21 straight points. They couldn't stop anything in New York, and they couldn't score. Tonight with this offense in a game that I do believe points have been at a premium, It's been awesome to see what Asar Thompson's effect can be, but what's your key tonight offensively? Obviously, we know we need Cade Cunningham to be the guy. And I'm going to say, again, self-inflicted wounds. You look at how many turnovers the Detroit Pistons have in this series. They are leading by a wide margin. And the points off turnovers, it's almost enough for a full game throughout this series.
Yeah.
And so I do want to see this team take care of the ball by playing with a sense of urgency, by honestly understanding how precious each one of these possessions are, because they are playing with minimal possessions over the regular season. And now we're seeing that 1 or 2 mistakes will cost you a game, whether it's your own or whether it's the refs.
Yeah.
And the only way to take it out of the refs' hands, because this is the piggyback to my first key with the offense, is to go out there and play your game. Play your brand of basketball, play through the referees, play through the contact, play through the physicality, because the one thing we know is they're going to let you play.
Yeah.
The one thing we know both teams said that they're going to do is they're going to play to that. Mm-hmm. So if you go out there and your focus is on complaining, there was earlier in the series where they were complaining about a play, I think it was Beasley, and you let somebody run back down the court and get an attempt at a fast break layup. I need this team, as I know they're going to need to be locked in every single play, and that type of focus on effectively making each and every single possession and moment that much more precious and valuable is what I do believe will spur them to taking better care of that basketball.
Well, that goes without saying. That's almost like an unwritten rule at this point. They have to take care of the basketball, because turnovers have really hurt this team throughout this series. When you look at game one, I think there were over 20 turnovers. You look at this past game, they were in the 19 range. That's not good, bro. Too many turnovers, and you're giving up points on the other end as well. And that's been a big killer, a big backbreaker. Them getting second chance points off of an offensive rebound and being able to either get another 2 or a 3 off of it. So I think that goes without saying. They have to take care of the basketball, and I think they'll do a better job of that tonight. But I got a couple things I want to see offensively.
Hey, talk to me, man.
I need an efficient night from three-point range. That's something that has been lacking from the Pistons this playoff series, the whole series. And some of your best shooters, Malik Beasley, I believe he's averaging 30% from three-point range in this series. And even Tim Hardaway.
It's not enough.
And even Tim Hardaway, who has shown up in a lot of spots, he's only averaging 32% from three-point range. Those are 2 of your best shooters on the team, and those are 2 people that you absolutely need. I believe Cade is going to create so much gravity in terms of, they have to pay attention to him. They are going to have to blitz him. That's the only way to really stop Cade in this Pistons offense. So when they do that and you get your opportunities from 3, you have to capitalize. Tobias has been good in that regard. Dennis has been good in that regard. But can you imagine if we got a 4 to 5 3-point night from a Malik Beasley?
If we got that from them combined, if you're getting about 6 or 7 of them combined between Tim Hardaway and Malik Beasley, this is a good night for the Detroit Pistons.
Yes.
You need a couple of those threes, per quarter. I was about to say per inning.
Yeah.
But per quarter. Why? Because that helps to loosen up and break up a little bit of that blitzing defense, or the Knicks will overcommit to it, and they will live and die by what you do from behind the arc.
And you got to make them pay.
And whether they've decided to live and die or not, we know this. They have not really made them pay in this series, and it does contribute to why the Pistons are down. People want to say, well, we want to see gritty, we want to see get into the paint and blah, blah, blah. When we talk about the recipe of how the Pistons have won this year, one of those keys, and we were talking about it, remember what it looked like before we had reliable outside shooting.
Yeah.
It was terrible, and it was horrible, even more so for Cade. We've seen Cade step into a different space this year, literally because these outside shooters have created a lot of space for him. And now we see Cade get the star ascension. In the playoffs, people have questioned the efficiency, and it's largely because of the traffic that now he has to play through and play around and pass around and such, and it's largely because they're daring our three-point shooters to beat them.
And when you've seen the outcome of these games being decided by 1 or 2 possessions, can you imagine if 1 more or 2 more threes had been made in that game? You are probably looking at a better outcome for the Pistons in this series. So
think about how pivotal 1-3 was for the New York Knicks in Game 4 at LCA.
There you go.
1-3 with 30 seconds left. That was the last bucket.
Yeah.
And we know that throughout this series, there's been a couple times where we could have hit that shot. And if we know we would have done it, it really would have bolstered things down the stretch, because what winds up happening, then you have to play the possessions game. So even if you still wind up winning by 1 point, then it just comes down to, can you make your free throws while they continue to foul you? And this Pistons team, they play smart. They showed me a brand of basketball, and this second win, that leads me to believe if this thing gets down and dirty into the mud again, that this squad does have the recipe, and they've seen enough to be able to win it. But you would love to be able to have that support from your three-point shooters, because during the regular season, that's what's bolstered them. When we talk about who they've been in transition, one of your best teams. When we talk about who they've been in the pick and roll, one of the best teams. When we talk about who they've been with the lob connections and dunks, one of the best teams, the one thing we can't forget and leave out is the fact that they've also been a really good three-point shooting team.
Yeah.
They've been a team good at being able to create that extra space for Cade Cunningham to work. The Knicks, they should be feeling something about the fact that Cade Cunningham is getting blitzed as much as he is.
Yeah.
And them as realistically your top 2, 2 of your top vets. Think about it. Tim Hardaway was brought in, and he's starting. Malik Beasley was brought in with starter potential, and he's coming off the bench, and you see how he's lighting it up. There's going to be a lot that they're going to depend on from these 2 vets in particular, in addition to what Schroeder and Tobias is bringing to the table. And, shout out to Malik Beasley on Snapchat. He did say this. He says, me and Tim, and that's Tim Hardaway Jr., not even hitting our shots like that. We about to catch fire. I promise.
We need it. We need it. They are well overdue. And if you can get a good shooting night from even one of those guys, let alone both, if you get both, I have no qualms that the Pistons will win. But if you get a better shooting night from a Malik Beasley in particular, who has yet to have his moment in this playoff series, I think that bodes well for the Pistons, bro.
Yep, and then obviously the straw that stirs the drink is going to be one Cade Cunningham.
Oh, you know that.
The action as well, that players like Jalen, Duren, and Asar Thompson, they thrive off of the playmaking and off of the action and off of the gravity that it in space created off of the play of Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
And that's where you want to see Cade Cunningham be aggressive. And not necessarily one that is just trying to score, but aggressively attacking space, aggressively attacking your pick and rolls, aggressively attacking your ISOs, aggressively seeking for opportunities where you believe I have a mismatch. Let me get that real quick.
Yep.
That's the Cade Cunningham that I do want to see tonight. We've known that the recipe for the Pistons to win during the regular season was 30 to 35 points a game. In the playoffs, that's going to come down a little bit. And they've needed about 25 points from Cade in each one of these games to have an opportunity. But this is where I want to see his aggressiveness early, like in game 2, be a shining factor in why the Pistons get off to a quick start in this game, which should give his teammates even more open opportunities to be able to knock down those threes.
And I think fans will be happy tonight. Everybody wants a more aggressive Cade Cunningham. Then what better game than to do it than in Game 6, the last game at home for this series? I think we do see an aggressive Cade Cunningham, a Cade Cunningham that's going to be out there hunting for his shot. But at the same time, Cade still needs to be Cade. He can't just go out there and just dismiss playmaking, because his playmaking is so huge for this team. He gets the ball, to countless people on this team. And one thing that I wanted to see more, and I don't know if you agree with this, whenever Cat is on Jalen Duren, I want to see that Cade to Duren pick and roll in full effect. Go after Karl Anthony Towns, because the sooner you get him in foul trouble, the better it will be. And that's something that we have not seen from this Pistons team enough. When people are in foul trouble, be aggressive, go after them. What do you think about that, man? I want to see that Cade Duren pick and roll. That was so good the whole year.
A couple times this series, they could have sent Karl Anthony Towns to the bench with 5 fouls in the third quarter.
Yeah.
He got his 4th foul early in a game, and they never attacked him. They never went to Duren. They never said, you know what, Duren, let's just see what you got.
Right.
And I want to see them. If someone's in foul trouble, attack them. Be aggressive with them and force the issue, because they're going to be thinking now. Basketball is a mental sport. As baseball is a fickle sport, basketball is so much mental than people give it credit for.
Yeah.
When you're in foul trouble, and we've all been there, even if you play in rec league, you do play different style of defense. You do. And that's where you want this team to be able to understand that, and that's where JB Bickerstaff, who's been savvy, and there's a lot of young players to help grow up in this series. So I'm hoping now we see another growth, another step from Jalen Duren, like we just saw from Asar Thompson in the last game. And JB Bickerstaff, this is one of my keys, because I know we're getting to the end. This is another key when you're talking about JB Bickerstaff, right?
Yeah.
Hack a Mitch. Is somebody gonna have to hack a Mitch?
Yes.
JB Bickerstaff went to it. Because Mitchell Robinson was having success, being just kind of this Tasmanian devil just all over the floor on both ends of the court for the New York Knicks. And they went to a strategy to put him at the free throw line a couple times, and it actually worked out in their favor.
Does Brandon Dent have to hack a Mitch?
we know JB Bickerstaff will.
Yeah, no, you absolutely do. He has been abysmal from the free throw line, and we all knew that. That's his strong suit. He's not a good shooter. He is just an under-the-basket, old-school, traditional big. But he has been very, very key defensively for the Knicks. So if you can start sending him to the line and limit his effectiveness in that way, absolutely, you have to do it. And it's a strategy that proved to work. At the end of that third quarter, he started getting the fouls against him. He started going to the line, and he was missing. He was missing a majority of those looks, man. So I think that absolutely has to be a strategy in play, especially later in the game.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's hurry up and get those quick predictions in. Your MVP, your X Factor, and that final score prediction. Chat family, get it in the chat. Shout out to Feldman Chevrolet of Novi as well. You want to tell the people about Feldman Chevrolet of Novi?
Absolutely.
Why they get this into the chat? We're going to read some of these, and we're also going to go around the cast and the crew. So our booth, our elite booth, definitely get ready with your MVP, your X Factor, and that final score prediction.
And the Pistons can take a page from Feldman, man. They the 6-time dealer of the year,
Elite
bro.
transition.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm learning, man. I'm knocking the rust off a little bit. But Feldman Chevrolet of Novi, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer is here to put y'all in some very, very nice vehicles, as you see on the screen right there. You get a 2025 Chevy Silverado Crew for just $199 a month. You can also get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for $250 a month. Those are very, very cheap. Come see George Halls and his team at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi today.
Man, I'm fired up. I already see Tony D in the chat. Pistons 110-106. And let me know who's the MVP for you and what's that X factor. But KG, kick us off, and then we're going to go to the voice of reason, Cavassier Chase. What up, though, brother?
MVP is Cade fucking Parker Cunningham. We already know what the fuck
I think that's unanimous.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. Cade needs to be the best player on the floor tonight for the Pistons to be successful, and I have no doubts in my mind that he will. Contrary to popular belief by some people at this network, Cade Cunningham has had a great first playoff series. He's doing everything that you can ask him to do, and I do understand fans want him to be more aggressive, and at times I want him to be more aggressive, but he cannot shy away from what got him to the dance in the first place. Keep being Cade Cunningham. The offense will come. I have no qualms about that. He will be the MVP. But my X factor, I think we get a back-to-back Asar defensive masterclass, bro. Asar Thompson is going to be huge. His defense on Jalen Brunson might make or break this game, man. And once again, Jalen Brunson not being 100%, you have to keep constant pressure on him all night long. I want to see him pick him up full court, or literally from the end of the first quarter throughout the whole game. Like that, this needs to be a strategy, man. Let's go, man.
I like that, man.
Let's go.
Over here spitting facts, man. I wish, I know Flannel Sam, he's trying to enjoy that vacation, but I know that basketball and these Detroit Pistons are on his mind. That was one of our pastimes, man, here when we were both kind of just people in the back offices and such here. Yeah. It was Pistons that really, really was the bulk of our conversation, and who Cade Cunningham would be as a player. So I know he's out there enjoying a vacation, but probably like us, got that good nervous energy about what our squad will do tonight.
I hope you can get those streams out there in Ireland or wherever you at, because you ain't going to miss this one.
It's a different time zone.
He's actually 6 hours ahead right now. And actually, did they already play the game, or are they already tipping off right now?
Right. They might have.
We'll have to ask him who won.
It's over there on you, Cavassier Chase. Let me know, man, the MVP, the X Factor, and final score prediction.
Yeah, I mean, final score. The Pistons are going to win. I don't have a final score exactly, but I mean, this is going back to the Garden for 7. The most valuable Piston is definitely going to be Cade Cunningham, and I think he's going to show a lot of the doubters where they can stick those type 2 opinions, Kool-Aid, about him.
No.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Joke.
So yeah, a little bit of an inside joke if you know, but yeah, I think Cade's going to show out tonight. So.
Hey, man, I love that, dog. Spicy Cavassier.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
That's that warm Cavassier. Ain't been chilled yet. A hot shot.
Shout out to one JB Smooth, Woodward Sports MVP in the TD booth. What up, though, man? Same questions to you before I get to mine and the chat.
I mean, I think it's unanimous. MVP tonight is people who need to step up, but the number one overall, embrace the crowd tonight. I'm telling you that right now. I know the players are going to be hyped up and getting fired up in that tunnel, but as soon as they hit the floor, take a moment to look at everyone in attendance, from the floor to the box seats to everyone up there at the top of the rafters.
Slap hands with a lot of people you don't know.
Everyone is in that building tonight to see you guys and to see successful playoff basketball in the city of Detroit. It has been too long that we have gone in this drought, and now it is finally time that we get over that hump and succeed. And everyone right now is in witness to that tonight.
Preach, JB.
I'm fired up.
Preach.
I'm fired up.
You damn right.
Fired up, man. Let's go. Pistons. I got the Pistons tonight. 107-98 victory for the Detroit Pistons.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm looking.
You
for
keep
that.
looking for this double-digit
victory.
victory.
On the way until
and keeping them under 100.
Bridges and OG Anunoby want to go and just throw up some BS threes,
Man.
but it is what it is. I do believe that they're going to get that dub at some point in time, and I believe that the win last time, seeing them win, seeing Asar Thompson like, oh, I can play in this series.
Right.
I believe that this confidence is going to have them much better than just maybe starting off the game a little bit tight. And the MVP for me, obviously, is going to be Cade Cunningham, and the X Factor. It's a combination of Duren. Honestly, Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson. I'm going to expect the vets to be the vets. But these young guys who they don't have the experience of being in this stuff, I'm hopeful that the ignorance is bliss for them and that they just instead play to who they know to be. I want the Jalen Brunson that decided, you know what, I know the camera's on me, so I'm going to walk over this little Jalen Brunson writhing on the floor right now until he flopped, and I'm going to let him know. Jalen Brunson, this is a quote, so I'm just reporting it. Jalen Brunson, you flopping mother effer. Maybe you can say the full
You
quote.
Flopping motherfucker. Get your ass up. Get your motherfucking ass up. Hey, real quick, for all my bettors out there, I feel like Malik Beasley gonna give us something, dog. 4+ threes on Caesar Sportsbook +1.
That's a dub, man.
+155. If Malik Beasley goes for 4 threes, we're absolutely winning this game.
I feel like the mark is 5, but if you give him 4 tonight,
Malik Beasley +4 3-pointers made +155 on Caesar Sportsbook right now. Just saying, man. Y'all cash that shit in, man.
All right, well, look, man, before we wind up, here's a chat. Greg, 2025, he thinks the Pistons are going to win by 7. Stephen David, 109-102 Pistons. I'm fired up. Hey, shout out to Stephen David. I see you putting it in the chat. Patrick Ofiar, Beasley 4 threes +176. So polarizing.
Oh, 176. Where you get that at?
Jordan from MI. He thinks Pistons 110, Knicks 104, and he believes that Paul Reed will be the X factor, man.
Legacy B-ball Paul. Legacy
B-ball Paul.
Paul Reed.
Maybe he'll hit a 3 tonight.
No, he stepped up and played some really good minutes, man. Has he been perfect? No, but he's played big minutes in the spot that he's put in. No, shout out to B-ball Paul.
Hey, Frank BJ1, he gives his final score prediction, his MVP, and I believe the X factor for a victory. Not necessarily a person, but a strategy. Pistons win 113-104. Cade triple-double and MVP. Woo. And he says that the Knicks are tired and banged-up team. We need to run the ball every chance we get. No lies detected.
I like that. Get out and run in transition, man. It's been your bread and butter all year.
Yeah, hey. Dante151, and shout out to, again, to Feldman Chevrolet of Novi for our fan interaction, our chat family interaction here. Dante151, his MVP, Asar Thompson.
Hey.
Pistons 110. Knicks 103, man. Ooh. And there's a lot more. I'm seeing everybody in there. Stick Radio, shout out to Stick Godfather Woodward Sports. He does believe Beasley will score 26 tonight.
Yeah, if he scored 26, it's raps, bro.
It's
raps.
Oh, I cannot wait, bro. This energy I haven't felt in a very freaking long time.
I can't even believe we here, bro. First round, everybody said Knicks in 5. Yeah, suck on it.
Pistons suck our Knicks.
We got one.
Fucking Knickerbockers.
I guess they call him
that Knickerbockers. I guess
they call him a Detroit sports fan dog. Skydog722 says 107-103 New York Knicks.
Who said that?
Skydog.
Come on, Sky. Have you not learned anything, Sky?
Vacation, man.
Yeah,
all the way across
boo, Skydog, boo.
God damn, Skydog. We still rock with you, Skydog.
Skydog.
You've been on that BS, man.
Skydog.
Let's go. 6 hits the law of averages, though, for one Mr. Malik Beasley. But let's get this thing broken down. I know there's a long day. I'm going to try and zip out of here right away and try and make the shoot around. They started at 10, so.
Oh, yeah. Let's get you up out of here, man.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, B.
Hey, shout out to our brother, Flannel Sam Reynolds. We love you. We miss you, man. And enjoy, if you can, partake in the game in any way. Enjoy that. But better yet, enjoy the vacation. Enjoy, time away with the wife as well, man. We miss you. Just want to make sure we stated that. Shout out to our brothers, Matthew Broder. That dude, Justin. Been doing some credential work following along some of these prospects for the Detroit Red Wings, and I know he's going to have a lot on socials as well as Woodward Wings, so stay tapped in with him and Sam, Flannel Sam, with that content. But thank you, chat family, man. This has been an epic show, as all of them are, largely because of what you all do to support us. So go ahead and smash that like button if you have not. But shout out to this elite booth. We're going to start over here with Spicy Cavassier Chase today.
Warm Cavassier.
What up, though, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you all are having a good one. Stay tapped in throughout the rest of the day. We get the pregame, the watch party for the Pistons. So if you can't watch the game yourself, stay tapped in. Follow along with Woodward as they feed you all the information, give you all the live reaction to what's instantly happening in the game. And then come back tomorrow. Let's enjoy. Let's send off into the weekend with a nice Victory Friday show. Let's head back to, let's celebrate and let's get ready to head back to New York and come back to Detroit, ready to head to the Garden again, but this time the TD Garden, just like the old TD booth over there.
Right.
At JB.
The T-Toss.
Hey, you see A Diz's last comment?
No,
My man is so energetic right now.
Shout out A Diz.
He's not even typing right, and I feel him. Read that comment for me, JB. Or JB or KG.
This win damn game. Shout out A Diz.
Just win the damn game.
No, A Diz is my guy, man. Shout out to him, bro.
A-Diz,
Big
dog.
mad love for A Diz.
Hey, Woodward Sports MVP in the TD booth, JB Smooth.
Jay Bizzle.
Yo, just win the damn game. Win the damn game, everybody.
Damn win game.
Yo, stay tapped into Woodward Sports. Thank you guys for tapping into the morning Woodward show. I went far back as well. It's the energy tonight. I'm losing it over here, but I'm telling you right now, tonight is going to be epic. Stay tapped into us. We got the watch party as well too. Episode of Fast and Loose is out right now. Myself, and Chase. And we got Woodward ringside. Me and KJ are recording tonight or in a minute, and it should be out tomorrow for you guys as well too. Tigers play tonight. They got a late one against the Angels, so hopefully you'll be able to catch that as well too with the Pistons game. But just stay tapped in to Woodward Sports. We got everything you need.
Stay tapped in. As soon as we hear word about Isaiah Stewart, I promise you, we're definitely gonna make sure that we say something, man. I see A Diz is trying to speak it into existence in the chat too. But you know what? KG up here on the desk filling in for our brother Flannel Sam.
My dog.
Shout out to you, man, doing a phenomenal job. And I know that you have a few more days of this as well. But that's Detroit's #1 draft pick. Rookie of the year here at Woodward Sports, man. And got one of those MVP trophies up there. What up,
Thank you, man. Just want to entertain the people, man. But shout out to y'all allowing me to come up here and do this, man. Absolutely love my team, man. I get to do this every day with. Shout out to everybody that tapped in with us. 500 strong today. Absolutely love and appreciate y'all. Even all the hater comments, we love y'all too, man. Keep on coming back. Come on back to Woodward Sports, man.
I see Pistons Drew in the chat. He says, "Wear the shirts." We're supposed to have a white out tonight. The Pistons all white. And last time the fans didn't put on their shirts. The Pistons even media got shirts and Thunderstick.
And so nobody put on the shirts?
A few people did, man. My kids were, man.
Come on, get it together, Pistons fans.
Drenched in them, man. But shout out to the Detroit Pistons and everything they're doing to make this a fun experience for the fans. You guys, smash that like button for us. If you're down there at LCA tonight, tag me. If you see me, stop me. Let's get the content. I want to feature you all. It's been fun doing this at the last 2 home games.
Yeah.
It's your boy Brandon Dent, aka Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Pistons reporter and writer for the network. It's been Wake Up Woodward. This energy, man. Stay tapped into Woodward Sports all day. Big Energy, Armani Networks, and the Heavies. Well, watch party actually tonight. Stay tapped in. We got you guys covered, man.
Chest passed in.
Hey.
Ooh. Oh, this bitch got air in it. Man.
I
love that.
We got
that.
That's like, that's rock, man. I'm telling you, I got the little. Come on, y'all.
Sore. He's sore already. He about to be sore as hell at practice. He got the cream in the bag. That's how you know. That's how you know you got 4 of them, man. Hey, we out.
It's been Wake Up Woodward. We'll see.